Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters, you. At Tolbert Beadle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
It's a beautiful sunny day. Almost too warm to be September here in southwest Missouri, but we're not going to complain. Tensions are high on the final day of the regular season for Season 9 of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. It is our final GRBL Sunday triple-header of 2024. Next week is all about the playoffs. But today, it's one last chance to grab some momentum, one last chance to improve standings and seedings, one last chance to let it all hang out. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Rance Berger. We welcome you into Ozark Mountain Sports Complex in Ozark, Missouri, site of 3 great games on tap today, and it all starts at high noon as the Moon City Mavericks take on the Branson Showmen. And for the Branson Showmen, something special most certainly in the works. Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt will try to become the second and third players in 9 years of Grip and Rip baseball to play all 9 positions in the same game. Who was the first, you ask? Well, happens to be seated right next to me to my left. That would be Scott Weis. And Scott, first of all, thank you so much for joining us and being with us for this game. It's been 5 years, and it feels weird for me to say it because I remember it like it was yesterday, but it's been 5 years since that day in 2019 when you took the field and played all 9 positions for the Cy Sports Cyclones. I mean, it truly must have been just one of the high points for your baseball career.
Absolutely, Rance. Thank you, first of all, Rance, for getting in touch with me and having me out here. It was an exciting moment. It was probably the highlight for me as far as being a part of the Grip and Rip. As we talked about a little bit earlier off the audio here, it was something that allowed me to have fun and just go out and do what I love to do at best, and that's play the game of baseball. But more importantly, play all 9 positions, something that I hadn't really had a chance to do all in one game, but had the chance to do at a variety of points throughout my career playing different positions.
So he's Scott Weis. Real quick note for the folks watching at home. We have been experiencing some technical difficulties here on the GRBL YouTube channel, so my understanding is you're getting audio and graphics Or no, you've got camera. All right, the camera is back. Derek Saiko, our director, doing a job. So we do have a picture for you, and that's certainly good because I got a feeling you're going to want to see this. So, Scott, let's talk. We'll meet the starting lineups here in a second, but let's talk the strategy behind playing all 9, because it's not just a matter of going out there and running to a new spot each inning. You still have to work through the lineup. You still have to bat, and you still have to make all the pieces work with your teammates. So I remember when you did it for the Cyclones, the approach was pretty simple. You started at position 9, right field, and you worked your way reverse numericals, ending up on the pitcher's mound.
Yes, sir. That was the whole idea. The whole idea was, let's go out, start in right field, just make our way around, stay in our normal spot in the batting order, do the things we needed to do to contribute that day, and to have fun and play ball.
So I would draw, between the two players trying it today, Karlson and Hammitt. I think you and Hammitt have a lot of similarities. You were a second baseman by trade, and he's been playing second base almost exclusively for the Showmen this season. What position were you the most nervous about having to accomplish in order to tick all 9 boxes?
I would say probably the catching position, just because I had never played catcher before, but it was one of the things that intrigued me the most. Because as catcher, you're one of the most important roles back there. 'Cause obviously, you have to catch the ball and receive the ball from the pitcher. You have to kind of help the pitcher control the game. There's a lot of different pieces there and moving parts that causes you to use that game-like strategy, use your brain, and really do the things you need to do. Plus, you need to be a wall back there, and you have to keep. And I know there was a couple of opportunities I had to block a ball and move, but then doing that when I did it at the late end of the game, it took a toll, because by that time you get the gear on, it's hot, it's sweaty. You're even adding one more element.
Right. Well, and fittingly enough, the Showmen, they're not doing it in order, but Karlson and Hammitt are going to sort of take the similar approach you did. They are, at least in the script, saving catcher and pitcher for last, the 8th and 9th innings. So that's going to be some high drama, I think, as we approach game time. We will get you, let's meet the starters. Scotty, you can go ahead and stand for the anthem. I'll give the folks at home the starting lineups. Moon City will lead off with their third baseman, the hot-hitting Joe Juarez. Batting second is the shortstop from Marshfield, Missouri, Brady Welsh. Batting third, the extra hitter from Springfield, Missouri, Tony Lewis. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 13, left-hander Michael Barnes. In the fifth position and playing center field, he wears number 21 from Truman State University, Joe Emery. Batting sixth from Licking, Missouri, the second baseman Carter Rennie. Batting seventh, the catcher, a U.S. Army veteran from Willard, Missouri, Devin Phillips. Batting eighth, he was the hero in a 3-2 walk-off victory last Sunday night. That would be the first baseman Sam Hornberger. Batting ninth and playing left field today from Nixa, Missouri, Ryan Cram. And batting 10th, the right fielder. He is an original 60 member. That means he has been in this league since it was founded in 2016. From Marshfield, Missouri, Nick Bacon. Showmen will lead off with their center fielder, the league's all-time leader in hits, a Hall of Famer, number 2, Skylar Carter. Batting second and starting off in left field will be the player-manager Jacob Karlson. Batting third and pitching. It is his first start since he was a senior in high school in Neosho. Former Washington Nationals farmhand Trey Turner. Batting fourth and playing first base is number 12, Tyler Rusk. Batting fifth, the extra hitter from Rolla, Missouri, Toby Yorks. Batting sixth is the shortstop from Pattonville, Missouri, Thomas McFarland. Batting seventh and playing third base from Branson, Missouri, playing for the hometown club, Justin Parker. Batting eighth and playing second base, or at least starting it today, is number 9, Ben Hammitt. Batting ninth is the catcher. He wears number 7 from Springfield, Missouri, Alex Bird. And batting 10th will be the right fielder, number 4, from Nixa, Missouri, Chris Leggett. So we will keep our eyes on Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt trying to play all 9 positions today. But we are also excited here, Scott Weis, about the guy on the pitcher's mound, Trey Turner. Originally from Neosho, Missouri, went to Crowder College, then Missouri State, and then selected by the Washington Nationals in the 10th round of the 2017 Major League Baseball draft. He told me He has been begging Jacob Karlson for a start all season long. Their normal starter is Tyler Abma. He was the Pitcher of the Year award winner last year. Abma's been dealing with a little bit of tenderness in his shoulder, so he is here today and he will play. He's just not expected to pitch. So Jacob Karlson said to his man Trey Turner, "All right, hotshot, here you go. You've got the start." So first start since high school for Trey Turner. Throws a fastball at 90, throws a slider at 81. A lot of velocity. And it's going to be interesting to see what he can do as a starter, with an expectation that he could throw 5 innings today. So Trey Turner gets the start opposite Michael Barnes for the Mavericks. Last time out, Turner pitched 2 innings, no runs, 2 hits. He's got 12 strikeouts for the season and a 0.00 ERA spread across 5 appearances. So he's been very good. It took a while before Trey had an out occur by anything other than the strikeout. So that's certainly something to watch. He reportedly asked his manager Jacob Karlson what the single game record was for strikeouts when he found out he had the ball in his hand today, just to go for a little something extra. It's 13.
So we might be seeing a little extra history today.
Well, I think the concern for the Showmen, they know that there's no way they can win the South Division because the Nixa Suckers are in the driver's seat for that. The Suckers, matter of fact, have it locked up. They are going to be the #1 overall seed in the playoffs. The Showmen, even if they just get shellacked today, will be the #3 seed in the playoffs. So they're going to be the home team for the Eliminators next week. They can't hurt their standing, but they could certainly hurt somebody or somebody's physically. And they could also lose some momentum against a very hot Mavericks team. 2-4 coming into this thing. The Showmen are 4-2 as there's a strike thrown from Trey Turner. First pitch at 12:08 to Joe Juarez. But yeah, so Mavericks with a win today could potentially end up in the 4th seed and get home field as Juarez sprays one right side. That's picked up by the second baseman Hammitt, and he makes the throw to Tyler Rusk for the first out. Good for Hammitt with the big day he's supposed to have. Maybe try to just get one out of the way early right there at his natural position.
Absolutely. That's the one thing. When you're playing all the different positions, you don't know what's going to happen. And to get one right out of the gate, that's got to ease a lot of the nerves for him as it goes along. Brady Welsh stands in. It's his 4th year in the league. It's his 3rd with the Mavericks, as Turner started him with a slider, swung on, fouled straight back. So the timing not bad on the swing from Brady Welsh there. Umpires for this one, Tyler McNeely behind the plate with Jack Haydank on the bases. First of 2 games for both of those gentlemen today. Again, a slider that I'm not sure if that hit Bird's glove or his mask first. One and one from Turner, who is throwing exclusively from the stretch. He's got some velocity, Scott. He's got some good velocity and some good movement on those pitches.
The 1-2 to Welsh. Went back to the slider, swing and a miss, and down he goes. That's 1 for Turner. 2 gone, and the batter is Tony Lewis. Currently 78 degrees here in Ozark, Missouri, though it feels like it's about 80, and the winds are out of the north at 10 miles per hour. Breeze really seemed to kick up right around first pitch time. It was still here just an hour ago.
That's going to make for interesting opportunity on the pop-ups and the fly balls.
Ball blowing out to right for sure. Here's Lewis in the left-handed batter's box. We'll see how he handles the velocity of Trey Turner. And with these teams being in opposite divisions, believe it or not, this is the first and only time they are scheduled to meet each other this season. So it's pretty unique in our league to go all the way to week 7 before you get a first meeting between teams. But here we are. 0-1 to Lewis following the foul ball. Turner from the belt. That was the heater, and Tony Lewis, just his 2nd hit of the season, but it's a nice one, a single up the middle.
Hard line shot.
So the batter is Michael Barnes. Third year in the GRBL out of Drury University. Throws left-handed, bats right-handed. Always makes me scratch my head, but he's 4 for 17 with a couple runs batted in on the year. Looked at a ball inside.
Usually you see the lefty-lefty or the lefty-righty combo.
Right, throws right, bats left is pretty commonplace out here. Although we have a couple of guys who still bat switch. Toby Yorks is in this game. He will switch hit today. But even switch hitting is kind of going away. At least in this league. Lewis takes off. They didn't see him. And yeah, Turner doing the smart thing here, running him down on foot. And then a little flip to Thomas McFarland.
Cut the distance. That's the name of the game with the old rundown. Got him in a pickle, as they'd say.
Yeah, and so we will stay scoreless after half an inning. Scott and I are back to see, the Showmen get to bat. So then, one position down for Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt. Back with more right after this.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
Mavericks and Showmen, nothing. Getting ready to start the bottom of the first inning. Just underway on a beautiful day at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex in Ozark, Missouri. Rance Berger alongside the human multi-tool Scotty Weis. So Scott Michael Barnes on the season, 11 innings pitched. He's allowed 4 earned runs on 5 hits, struck out 10, walked 7. The 7 walks may be the one thing you can point to and kind of say, but it's a 3.27 ERA for Barnes, who has really been on fire in the month of September. They moved him into this starter's role with the expectation that he'd go throw 3 innings per outing, and that's what he's done. And he has, to date, not given up an earned run in the calendar month. So
that's really solid.
He's found it at the right time, and I asked him about it. He was very candid. He said, I didn't change anything physical. It was all mental. So did some different things with the way I warm up and just mixing it up a little bit with my general approach to pitching, but he is trusting the defense behind him. He's trusting his catcher, Devin Phillips, more. And he's just, the biggest thing for Michael Barnes has been not trying to do too much.
Right. He's carving out a plan is what it sounds like, and he's sticking to it.
So let's see how he does. First time facing the Branson Showmen in 2024, and off to the start of having to face the guy who is the league's all-time leader in hits, Skylar Carter. He's 5 for 23 on the season with a couple of RBIs, a triple, and a double. Had a big triple a week ago in a victory for the Showmen. They had back-to-back triples with Leggett and then Carter in the 9th inning.
It's easy to do out here. There's a lot of space at that outfield.
Well, it's as here's a pop-up on the infield. Joe Juarez, the third baseman, makes the catch one step into fair territory. Yeah, let's reminisce. 2019, the game in which you played all 9. You were also 2 for 4 at the plate with a triple.
With a triple. Yeah, I remember that day. I got that at bat. I was batting right-handed, and I got about pitch middle in, and I just hit it right into the gap about where the Harry Cooper Supply sign is, and I knew right out of the gate I had a double out of it, and I just knew with my aggressive mentality, I just thought I can get 3 out of this. I might need an oxygen tank afterwards, but I got 3.
That's exactly. Hey, it ended with you safe at third as Karlson fouls one off. He's now fallen behind here, 0-2. 4 for 16 on the season as Jacob, 4 runs batted in, had a homer back in August, hit it out at Metter Park, but definitely has the pop to hit one out of here. Bigger outfield, bigger wall, certainly, at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. The old 16-footer out there, she is cruel sometimes.
It's a monster. The old blue monster, right? What would we say?
It is, yeah. It's been blue always. Well, it's Karlson. Speaking of lifting one, and that's going to be over the head of the center fielder, Emery. Karlson's going to think about 3. Yes, he is. Ball got to Welsh, the throw to third, and the dive. The old Pete Rose slide pays off. Karlson with a triple, starting it up for the Showmen.
That was a solid hit, almost dead on center, little right center.
And a little gust, I think, certainly helped things out as it went to the right field side of Joe Emery, who just had to watch it go. Here is Trey Turner. Speaking of power, this is the guy with a pretty fair bit of it, 9 for 26. He leads the league with 12 RBIs in 6 games. He also has a dinger and 3 doubles. That was one of the things, Trey, of course, an accomplished pitcher. We were so happy to recruit him for that, but he was tickled pink to have the opportunity to come out here and bat, because that was something that was taken away from him after he finished out at the junior college level. And he said, I always felt like I could still hit.
Absolutely, a little bit more to give, as we see there.
Cranks one toward the gap in left center field. Karlson's going to score. It is 1-0 Showman. Turner's not going to be too much of a show-off, content to stop at 2, but triple, double, another RBI. That's 13 for him on the year, and it's 1-0.
What's the record for RBIs in a season?
Man, I don't know. I knew you were going to ask me that, and offhandedly, I genuinely don't know. I think he might have just said it, to be honest with you. I'm trying to remember. It's the year Tyler Jones had the Gripple crown. I think he had 11, and that was the league lead that season. So 13 might genuinely be it. And if so, congratulations, Mr. Turner. Sorry, I don't have a more definitive answer. So here's Tyler Rusk, second-year man out of Central Methodist. Swings and lifts one in the air to right. Nick Bacon is tracking it well. Makes the catch. Trey Turner will tag up and take third, but it's 2 gone.
On a day like today, that play right there is probably the single most difficult, because if that ball gets up in that wind gust, it's pushing it back, and it's probably over his head.
It is easy for me to sit here and say, that's a can of corn grab. And yeah, the Showmen are running for Turner. That's Josh Wilbanks. So my mistake there. Just a different, very muscly guy. Josh Wilbanks is the runner who tagged up. Batter is Yorks, maybe the last switch hitter. Maybe not. Also, Brady Dean retired at the end of last season. He was very competent from both sides. Toby looked at a strike there to make it 1-1.
I find it interesting, Rance, what sparks a person to get into that switch hitting piece. And you hear the stories about a lot of times they did it as a young kid. And that's kind of where I was. I emulated Mickey Mantle growing up and knew that he started from a young age.
Yeah.
So I started from about age 8. So it intrigues me and makes me wonder where everybody else, like Mr. Yorks, had started at.
Well, Toby does. I know he likes to be semi-ambidextrous away from baseball. He swings and fouls one there. So
Now
I know he plays guitar right-handed.
Isn't he a marine biologist?
He is.
That's a pretty fantastic gig.
It's not bad. Spends a lot of time underwater. Sometimes he tells me about half of his workday is spent swimming among the fish. But Toby will be the first to tell you, yes, it is a fun job, but maybe it's not quite as glamorous as it's made out to be on TV. This is popped. Brady Welsh, the shortstop, just had his heels in the grass as he hauls that in and makes the snag. So 1-0 Showman, back-to-back extra base hits from Karlson and Turner. Put them out front. We will see Trey Turner go back to the pitcher's mound when we come back.
I'm Nicole Cartmell with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
We've played one, and the Branson Showmen lead the Moon City Mavericks 1-0. RBI base hit for Trey Turner, who has gone back to the pitcher's mound, and let's keep our eyes on the guys, Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt. So Karlson has gone to right field. Hammitt has gone from second base to shortstop. Correspondingly, Chris Leggett has gone from right field to left field, so that's a straight-up swap, as is the case for Hammitt, who just traded places with Thomas McFarland, who's now at second. Corners remain the same. Parker at third, Rusk at first base, and it's still Skylar Carter in center field. Michael Barnes swings and fouls one off to fall behind 0-1. It'll be Barnes, Emery, and Rennie this inning for the Mavericks.
You know, Rance, it'll be interesting to see if Mr. Hammitt or Karlson get any kind of action this inning.
So Hammitt, I think, will be okay at short, and likewise, Karlson is competent at all three outfield positions. I'm excited to see them play first and third a little bit later on this game. I think that could potentially be fun. And I am intrigued by them saving the battery positions for the last two innings. I don't know. I feel like, not that I am in any way qualified to do so. If I were going to try it, I would want to try to knock those out first. But I know I'm talking to the guy who caught and pitched at the tail end of his all-9 game. So,
believe me, from a physical standpoint, you are absolutely 100% correct. But from a game standpoint, it probably makes the most sense to finish off that way.
And I think, managerially, because, Karlson also has to juggle that in the midst of all this. He is the Showman's player manager. I think he was smart to start, the quote-unquote normal lineup for Branson in this game and then start moving the pieces around. The 1-2 to Barnes swung on, fouled off, first base side.
Well, that was the one thing when I was out there. You have to be on your toes at every moment, because that's just it. You don't know what you're going to get when playing each position. Some positions are going to be more in play than others.
Michael Barnes was on his toes and then on the deck, ducking out of the way of a high and tight one from Trey Turner there. Had the ball just come out of his hand a lot earlier than intended, I think.
Yeah, that one seemed to get away from him.
Not sure if he was talking to the baseball or blowing on it there. That was interesting. Here comes the 2-2. And again, fires it way inside. Never touched the glove of Alex Bird. Just went to the backstop. Look alive, folks seated behind home plate. It was almost the hit the bull pitch from Bull Durham.
I was right there with you. I was just thinking, we don't have a mascot bull, do we, out here?
Wiped him out with the slider, did Trey Turner. So a couple of wild ones, and he still got the K. Michael Barnes saying something to Joe Emery there, and I like that, as this Mavericks team has not seen the Showmen. They haven't seen Trey Turner, so trying to pass on some intel on the fly there.
It was the nuclear intimidation theory.
You can't argue what works, right?
No, sir.
So Joe Emery, 4 for 16 on the year, 34 hits in his GRBL career, a couple of inside the park home runs and 5 triples among them. Joe can scoot. Won the outfield Gold Glove in 2022. It's the first time that the Gold Glove was split. Nice hot hands there from Daniel England on the foul ball there. God, he's just caught that in the mitts, barehanded. 0-2 for Emory. Trey Turner fires the heater.
Ooh.
Got him outer half.
Frozen.
It's 3 strikeouts in the game for Trey Turner. And the batter is Carter Rennie. Young gun, 24 years old, out of Licking, Missouri. 3rd year in the league. Was a showman for his first 2 years. He has taken this is a recent development in Carter's career, being a no gloves guy.
Oh yeah, that's kind of difficult with the wood bat. Get those calluses and those blisters built up. Not careful.
Looked at a Steerike there to even the count 1-1. Yeah, Rennie used to wear sort of these yellow, they looked like work gloves. I don't think they were work gloves, but sort of in that style. Looked like he strolled out of the Home Depot and drove to the ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rennie's crowded in. Turner threw him a slider and missed low.
Yep, he's right up there on that plate. He's really challenging him to bust him in. Let's see what he brings here, Rance.
Deuce is wild. Feeling Trey might oblige him here. No, instead he goes away.
Outside corner.
3 straight strikeouts for Trey Turner. He wipes out the side. And the Showmen remain in front. 1-0. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd, and it's right after this.
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Why would you call anyone else after a car accident? Tolbert Beadle has been right here in Missouri for decades. We know the local courts, and we know how to fight. You don't pay us a penny unless we win money for you. And we're not satisfied until we secure the largest settlement possible. With millions of dollars recovered, you know who to call. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Michael Barnes back to work for the Moon City Mavericks, who have not changed anything in the lineup, I regret to inform you, just as they started. Still Michael Barnes, Devin Phillips, Juarez, Welsh, Rennie, and Hornberger on the infield, with Cram, Emery, and Bacon in the outfield. And Scott, let's talk about the left fielder Ryan Cram. You actually played with his father Josh back in 2018, so that
yes,
that's a little fun father-son bit of trivia there.
That's a nice little blast from the past. Again, we were talking off audio and camera there that the connections are endless in this game, and how we are connected to different individuals in different ways, and just through the numerous teammates and in the amount of years that we've had a chance to play.
That's what I think a lot of newcomers don't realize is, like, yes, it's a baseball league, and we do all the baseball things, but you know, some of the friendships you form out here, and I mean, I've legitimately done business networking in this league too, so that happens. Bought a car because of Grip and Rip.
Oh, very nice.
Got used a GRBLer to sell my house a few years ago. I mean, these kinds of things can and do happen. But also, it's just funny, you know, if you happen to be like out and about at the grocery store and you run into somebody from the GRBL, you get unexpected 5 minutes of baseball talk in your life when you didn't know you needed it.
And it brings back those memories. That's the most important thing.
2-0 pitch to Thomas McFarland is up and out of the zone. So McFarland broke in a season ago with the Ozark Mountain Ducks. So this is his 2nd year. Went to Pattonville High School in Maryland Heights, Missouri. Mikey B ran one in, so ball 4. 8th walk of the season for Michael Barnes, and the batter will be the Hall of Famer Justin Parker. Parker just a couple of hits here in 2024. 60 for his career. Came into the season a .333 career average.
Ooh, there's one. Right to the second base.
Yes, indeed. Rennie to Welsh over to Hornberger.
Nice little 4-6-3 action there.
Well, Carter Rennie, his first 2 years, was a shortstop. He's been moved to second base when the Mavericks picked him up because they didn't want to move Brady Welsh. And, yeah, seems to have handled the swap just fine.
Yeah, it looks like it's turning out pretty well for both of them. That was pretty smooth.
I'd say this middle part of the defense definitely a strong point for Moon City when you also throw in Joe Emery back there in center field. They're pretty good in the middle. Here's our first plate appearance for Ben Hammitt. Again, one of 2 players trying to play all 9 positions today, and if they want to complete the Scott Weis move, they've also got to get at least 2 hits. So Karlson did his part, right? He hit his
out
triple.
Of the gate. Yes, he's
so
right
now Hammett's got to go get one, right? 0-2. Michael Barnes came back in. It's going to be a dropped third strike. Phillips is going to have to hurry.
Yep,
and
he gets it.
Did not do it. Threw it into right field and into the bullpen. Nick Bacon having to go back to get it. And, yeah, the Mavericks are signaling that that's a ground rule would put that out of play.
Just noticed they took the fence down over there. Yeah, that makes for some interesting
but there's a ground rule that that white line is supposed to act as if there were a fence. But, yeah, for safety reasons and I think some water drainage, believe it or not, they took out the fence. So after that play, Ben Hammitt is standing tall at third base with 2 outs. Alex Bird, the catcher, is the batter. Opportunity for the Showmen perhaps to pad their lead if Bird can get a base hit. Looked at a strike. Alex, a rookie, went to Kickapoo High School, then Mission University. He's got 4 hits through the first 6. Swung on and missed there. So he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Steps out.
Let's see if he
right
tries to
in.
get him to chase here.
No, on the outer half, I guess, but
kind of went right at him.
Chase it he did, and down on strikes goes Bird. So Michael Barnes struck out a couple of batters and will get out of the inning. 1-0. Showmen back with inning number 3 in a moment.
Your local Hotsy dealer is an expert with hands-on cleaning knowledge to help you select the ideal pressure washer for your job. Take confidence in knowing you have a resource for all your cleaning needs. Service can be scheduled in-house or on location by a factory-trained technician using genuine Hotsy parts. Be sure to ask about scheduled maintenance plans, as well as a variety of accessories to clean more efficiently. And don't forget the soap. We have detergents for every cleaning need and have a bulk delivery program. Customized wash bays and mobile cleaning systems are also available. Build a partnership where you're a name, not a number. Contact your local Hotsy dealer to see why nothing cleans like a Hotsy.
Around the field here, I see Jacob Karlson at second base, and Ben Hammitt has gone to right field. So 3rd inning, 3rd position for those guys. Thomas McFarland back at shortstop for the Showmen, and Leggett still hanging out in left. Other than that, the Purple People Eaters are as they started. And a little delay there as Alex Bird made the last out, and then he is just now getting behind the plate for Trey Turner to take his warm-up throws. Not sure what
Looks like we had a towel left out.
Well, so Michael Barnes left a towel, I think was what Trey Turner is saying.
Yeah.
And I guess Mr. Turner was not fond of Mr. Barnes leaving his laundry on the field, perhaps. I don't know. If back of the mound, is it really that big a deal? I don't know. I'm not a pitcher.
Might be a little psychological advantage here to see if they can get in the Showman's head here.
Now that I would buy into. It'll be Devin Phillips, Sam Hornberger, and Ryan Cram this inning for the Mavericks. They've got 1 hit to Branson's 2. Turner with 4 strikeouts. Hammitt and Karlson, as soon as they make an out, will have 3 positions each. A lot to keep our eye on today. This is fun, though. As we were talking before the game, only 5 major league players have ever played all 9 positions in a single game. The first time it happened, Bert Campaneris with the Kansas City Athletics in 1965.
That's amazing. That's a long time ago.
Funny story about Campaneris was he saved the pitching and catching for the end. I actually went and pulled up the original box score, believe it or not. But the story of that game against the California Angels, as Phillips goes behind 0-2, that ended up being a game that went to extra innings. However, in the 9th, an Angels player tried to come home against the Athletics, crashed into Campaneris, who hurt his shoulder. So he did not hang around for extra innings. He was actually taken to St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City for an evaluation, and then the Athletics ended up losing the game.
Oh, my.
So Campaneris, probably I would say of the 5 major leaguers to play all 9 in a game, he was certainly the most accomplished individual. As Devin Phillips strikes out, that's now 4 in a row for Turner, 5 in the ball game. But he was a 6-time All-Star, and definitely, if you ask Kansas City baseball fans about players they remember fondly, Campaneris, one of them. It's kind of funny. Did a bunch of homework on players playing all 9 positions, and then when I walked into the stadium today, Steve Lale said something about Bert Campaneris just wildly out of nowhere. I was like, man, you don't know how good you are at this baseball history stuff.
That's right. Well, it takes a lot to study all of that. And one other fact about that is you mentioned that Mr. Campaneris had a collision at home plate. That's something now that is long since been gone.
Those are not with us anymore to speak of.
Yes.
1-1 and a swing and a miss by Sam Hornberger. Sam was the hero a week ago. He's 3 for 15 on the year, but had an infield single with the bases loaded, resulting in a walk-off win, 3-2 for the Mavs.
How exciting.
Down on strikes, he went there. And yeah, Trey Turner just seems to be smelling blood in the water. That's now 5 consecutive strikeouts.
Heating up.
6 in the game. GRBL record is 13 by Josh Engler. Did that with the Locos in 2021. You had a great seat for that one.
Yes, that was a fun day.
Ryan Cram watches a slider that did not bend into the zone to the liking of the plate umpire Tyler McNeely. So 1-0. Make it 2 as Turner missed outside with the heater.
I like Turner's approach here. He's going right at him, but he's also nibbling. He's hitting the corners, trying to get the inside, the outside strike, and for the most part, he's accomplishing that. He's getting wild swings.
2-1 to Cram. Make it 2-2. Painted one there. I also like the aggression from Cram. Stepped out, stepped right back in, as if to say, I won't be fooled twice.
Yep, there's
it. Wiped him out with a slider instead, and that's, goodness sakes, that's just filth. So Trey Turner has now struck out the side in 2 consecutive innings, 6 in a row, 7 for the game, and the Showmen lead 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd after this.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters: you. At Tolbert Beetle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beetle, when you need justice.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Back to work goes Michael Barnes. Fans here at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex hoping the Branson Showmen will hit a few foul balls, because it's the thirsty third inning where any grown-up who takes a foul ball to the concession stand gets a free can of suds for their efforts. It'll be Chris Leggett, then back to the top of the order for the Showmen, Skylar Carter and Jacob Karlson. So the 10-1-2. Both teams going with the 10-man batting order today using extra hitters. Chris Leggett swings and fouls one off. Yeah, there's a thirsty third foul ball right there.
Remember, that's a thirsty third foul ball. So don't get that foul ball.
Chris Leggett had the... Whoa, sends one up the middle. That's going to trickle. Tough play for the shortstop Welsh. Yeah, he's going to elect to just not throw it.
He got his glove on that, I believe. Rance slowed it down a little bit, made it a tougher play.
It's going to be scored as an infield single, and I think rightly so. Just a favorable hop off that front lip of the pitcher's mound, and Chris Leggett is on. So Skylar Carter stands in, a man on, and nobody out. Watches one go by high, ball one. Barnes sets up. Unlike Turner, who goes from way down by the belt, he's sort of up by the chin. There's a check throw. Michael Barnes, yeah, it's not just that he's a lefty, he's also got a pretty good pickoff move.
He's going to be keeping those base runners a little bit closer. That's a pretty good advantage.
Chris Leggett's a good runner. He's quick.
Oh.
Carter pulls one. It'll get through into right. Carter's thinking about two. Whoa, no. And we got a calamity on the bases. And, yeah, Carter dead to the rights. And, yeah, what he needed was Leggett to take off for third to open up. But instead, Leggett got back and stopped. And so Carter was stuck, and yeah, he's not happy about it. He feels like they could potentially have second and third.
Yep. He took a big, wide, aggressive turn around first there. I think he just that, expected him to take third, and kind of lost his footing, got hung out to dry.
So a base running error. It is a hit for Skylar Carter, but I'm sure he'd like to be running right now. Jacob Karlson stands in, the second baseman for this at-bat. So he's played left, right, and second base.
One thing to note, Rance, I wanted to introduce to you is he's facing the same pitcher. One of the things that happened throughout my game, there were pitching changes. The pitchers get the 5 innings now, whereas they only got 3, I believe.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, at those times they could go a max of 3. So now they're going a max of 5, and you don't see as many pitching changes, it seems like.
It's a wild pitch. Yeah, each team, by rule, still has to make 2, but we've seen it evolve. I think we will see the Showmen today go with a 5-2-1-1. At least that's what the script calls for. Mavericks have been using either a 3-1-5 or a 3-5-1 sort of configuration. I'm not actually sure what the pitching plan is for them today, although if they do as they have been doing over the course of September, it'll be Michael Barnes. Perhaps we'll see Tony Lewis or Joe Juarez come on for the fourth. Karlson chops one to the third baseman. Juarez up with it, double clutched, and then he ends up throwing down to first. Good job of looking down the runner, and then I think a nice job by Leggett trying to max out the seconds as long as he could.
Yeah, that was a smart play. That was a good choice on behalf. He might have been able to get in there and get another run down there, but he took the safe bet and getting the out to first.
Well, and when you happen to have a guy coming up who's got 10 hits in 7 games and a lot of extra base power, that's maybe not so bad. Turner bats here 1 for 1 today, 10 for 27 for the season with 13 RBI.
Yeah, you certainly don't want any additional base runners for a guy like this.
Certainly not. Whoa, Barnes almost threw one wild. Nice job by Devin Phillips to stab that.
We said that's Juarez over at third. He's got a good, strong arm.
Does indeed. Speaking of multi-faceted guys, if I had to bet on somebody else in this game who could play all 9, Joe Juarez would be my pick on this Mavericks club. You know, we've seen him, he was a college outfielder. We've seen him play everywhere on the infield in this league, but for the catcher position. That's kind of the big question mark. 2-1, lifted in the air to right. This could be tricky. Bacon was sprinting in, and then he sort of stopped and waited on the baseball.
Yep, that's that wind that's causing havoc out there.
So the Showmen strand one. They still lead 1-0. We will come back with the fourth, and we'll tell you where Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt are playing right after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Yeah, the Showmen rather, have gone off script a little bit here. Karlson has gone to third base.
Yeah.
This inning, Ben Hammitt was scheduled to go to first, but he's in left field.
Is he in left? Okay.
Yes, sir. They have moved Chris Leggett to second base. That's not completely out of bounds. But yeah, Tyler Rusk still in there playing first. So then we've already broken from the script that Jacob Karlson sent me. Unless maybe he sent me a fake script because he thought I would share it with Dan England, the Mavericks skip. I would not have, by the way, but too late to worry about that now. Here's Nick Bacon facing Trey Turner, who has struck out the side in each of his last 2 innings. Nick batting in the 10 spot for the Mavericks today. Swung on and chased there.
Nick's taking the aggressive approach right out of the gate. Probably a good idea, considering he's pumping strikes.
Well, yeah, if the ball's in the zone, you might as well throw the bat at it, right?
Yep, you better be ready.
0-2. Turner is throwing the heater. Comes set from the belt. That looked like a slider that time. Struck him out.
Nick's not happy.
No, he is not. I think
Thought
he
it was down,
felt
I think.
that ball was down.
Yep.
I'm not a body language expert, but I don't think you have to be in that case. That was pretty obvious.
From here, it looked pretty good, but we got a hard look at it there.
So here's Joe Juarez. Back to the top of the order. Slider for a strike.
He's bringing everything for a strike right now. He's dealing.
Nothing in
Yep.
1. That's a called strike. And it's nothing in 2.
This is the tough part about about hitting is when a pitcher's painting corners, putting it wherever he wants it.
Turner came back. Juarez swung sort of half-heartedly over the top. Doesn't matter. That is now 8 consecutive strikeouts for Trey Turner. 9 in the ball game. One batter. Well, I won't say one batter left to face. Brady Welsh could hit one out of here right now for all I know. But Brady Welsh will get his second look at Turner. Struck out his first time up. Watches one go by. That's the first ball Turner has thrown this inning.
What he's doing right now is he's doing a great job of keeping these Mavs hitters off balance.
Yeah, nobody has looked comfortable in that box today,
There it is.
but there it
That's
is.
the
Welsh
hit.
pulls one. The second hit Turner has given up today. Well, there went the immaculate inning, and then there went the one hitter as Welsh singles to left.
Hey, you had a good call on that, just not a home run, but you had a good call. He had a hard shot there at left field.
And here's the other Maverick with a hit. It's Tony Lewis. Singled his first time up and will undoubtedly try to punish the baseball here. 2 outs. Runner on first is Welsh, who typically runs well. Turner started him with a slider. It's chopped into the glove of Tyler Rusk. Flips to Turner, who steps on the bag. And yeah, Tyler Rusk goes about 6'7", and he used every bit of the wingspan right there.
That's a tough play to make with having to hold the runner on too, Rance.
Yeah. And a nice job by Turner as well to come over and cover. You know, when a pitcher's cruising, sometimes it's easy to not think to go and make that play. So the Showmen put another bagel on the board. It is 1-0 in their favor. Bottom of the 4th comes your way next.
Remanufacturing isn't just a process, it's a legacy. From the seasoned hands of our experts to the eager spirit of the new generation, we bridge the gap by bringing together knowledge and innovation. We are one team with diverse experiences. We are moving toward one goal to ensure our future thrives. We are on one mission to pass down wisdom and embrace the new, ensuring the earth flourishes for generations to come. We are CNH Reman.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Nothing. Branson Showmen lead the Moon City Mavericks in the middle of the 4th. Rance alongside Scott Weis, the first and last player in the history of grip and rip baseball to play all 9 positions in a single game. Could that change by the time this one is done? Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt have played 4 positions each. But there are some big ones still looming.
Yes, sir.
And how did that, I mean, you knew the task at hand, like knowing that eventually you would have to go play catcher and that you would have to pitch. How does that affect you psychologically just as the attempt goes on?
I was excited. That's the thing with me. I was excited because those positions are not positions I always played. So I was more excited than anything. I just hope to have enough left in the tank to perform well.
It's that old chance to do something new, right? I get that. Tyler Rusk bats here for the Showmen. They're up by a run. Michael Barnes is pitching here in the bottom of the 4th, and so little strategy deviation there by Daniel England's Mavericks, leaving Barnes on. As there's a pop that settles into the mitt of the first baseman, Sam Hornberger, for the out. So it's the first time this season we have seen Michael Barnes get the 3+ inning designation for Moon City. But they're going to go ahead and use it on him here.
Yeah, he's doing a good job keeping the Showmen off balance as well. I mean, there's been the 4 hits and the 1 run, but he's keeping it right where he wants it.
Toby Yorks watches one go by up and out of the zone. Do have some activity in the Branson bullpen. It looks like Tyler Abma and Justin Loudon are playing some catch as Toby Yorks singles out into center. 5th hit of the day for the Showman, and Red Poseidon has been hitting it well. That is his 9th hit in 7 games.
Yeah, he did a good job going down in the zone there and taking that right back up the middle.
So he's on for Thomas McFarland, who walked on 4 straight pitches, his first time up. Thomas watched ball 1 go by there. And a breaking pitch from Barnes does not get the high from Tyler McNeely. 2-0.
Awkward swing there.
Yes, it was. Well, there are not, left-handed pitchers are in very short supply in this league here in 2024 for some reason, so not sure if it's just the movement on the ball seemed strange to McFarland or what, but if I'm Michael Barnes, I'm abandoning the fastball at this juncture, 2-2.
Absolutely, might get a chase out of it and get him another strikeout here.
Yep, that was another, tried to drop a curve, but McFarland did not swing. So now we're full up. Now maybe you think about a heater. Barnes sets and deals. Yes, he did, and he didn't get it though. It's another walk to Thomas McFarland.
Again, I think that came in a little low.
So if you're Michael Barnes, yeah, you're excited to get that 3+ designation and the chance to potentially throw 5. But you got to take a deep breath. Sort of remember what got you here. Pinch hitter for the Showman. It's Chandler Maples batting for Justin Parker, and he watches one go by low and away.
Little Chandler bats, huh?
Chandler bats, that's right. Hitting .400. He's 4 for 10 for the campaign with 3 batted in. Chance to get another RBI here. Swung on and missed. He's teaching and coaching now at Clever. He's actually coaching some football to go with his baseball. Swung at an off-speeder. Barnes off the mound. Oh, and then they don't cover thirds, so he's only going to get 1 out of that. Well, Juarez, I think, coming over thinking he was going to field that ball.
Play, yep.
And then they left third base wide open for Toby Yorks to advance.
Again, that's another tough play, though, because the pitcher's trying to be an athlete and get off the mound and make that play, and just it's one of those things you have to communicate a little bit better, and it's not always a situation where you can communicate. But they still got an out.
Yep. 2 outs as Hammitt pulls one sharply foul.
He was all over that.
Yes, he was, way early. As he hammered it foul. Yes, he was. Well, he's seeing the opportunity here. Runners on second and third. 2 outs in a 1-0 ball game. If he could hammer a double down the line, he could definitely change the course of things. It's an off-speeder, swung on and chopped, and Hammitt again way out in front. A little frustrated, I think. Usually Hammett's a little more reserved, but I kind of saw him touch the bat to the turf.
Yeah, I would say he's going to be seeing an off-speed pitch in the dirt here or something up.
0-2. Yes, indeed. They got him to chase one, and a nice job by Michael Barnes. Inning not necessarily going exactly how he would have drawn it up, but he puts up a 0 on the board, and he punctuates it with a strikeout. 3 Ks today for Mikey B, and we stay 1-0. Showmen out in front. They will go to the field. Ben Hammitt and Jacob Karlson will go to new positions when we come back.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. The risk of losing your hard-earned money to scams is real, especially the scammers sending out fake communications. And that's why we're talking to our Director of Fraud Mitigation, Corey Gerstenschlager. He's got some good practices to help keep your money safe.
Thank you, Nicole. Yes, often we're seeing that people are being contacted by scammers through text message, phone calls, or emails, posing as legitimate companies or even your bank, trying to persuade you into providing sensitive information like passwords and things of that nature, sometimes even asking you to send them money. If you receive any kind of communication like this and you didn't ask for it, that's a good red flag that it isn't legitimate. So when you have those situations, get an actual number that you trust for that company, call them and verify the accuracy of the information that you're receiving. Good rule of thumb is make sure to check your accounts frequently and report any suspicious activity.
Thanks, Corey. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well.
We've collected ourselves. Let's tell the folks at home what's going on with the Showmen defense now. Ben Hammitt playing his 5th position at his 3rd base. Jacob Karlson playing his 5th position. It is first base. I think he borrowed a glove from Tyler Rusk. It doesn't even look comfortable wearing the thing. Was during the warm-up there, looked down at the glove a couple times as if to say, look at this stupid thing. Tyler Abma has come on and is playing second base. Chandler Maples, who pinch hit last inning, is in right. Leggett has gone back to left. McFarland still at short. And a partridge in a pear tree. Still Trey Turner on the mound. Still dealing. Michael Barnes, the batter for the Mavericks. He's in the cleanup spot today. Struck out his first time.
Well, odds are, Rance, that glove might be a little bit brand new, and maybe it's a little bit hard to open and close. Still a little stiff, maybe, for Karlson there.
Well, and he's sort of been splitting his time between infield and outfield this season for the Showmen, sort of using himself in a utility role. And so, yeah, I would dare say that doesn't feel right on his left hand. Here's a grounder. Almost found the new guy fair, but just foul. First base line off the bat of Barnes evens the count 2-2.
We had an old adage that usually the new guy was going to get into the game, was going to get some of the action right out of the gate. And if you were telling yourself you didn't want the ball hit to you, usually
it's coming right at you.
It's coming right at you, and probably more than once.
So the Showman with it's an all new guy right side effectively, with Abma coming in and with Maples entering. Michael Barnes chased one from Turner there. Goodness sakes.
Another strikeout.
That is 10. So he would need a dropped third strike and to get 4 this inning in order to touch the Josh Engler record. Nonetheless,
let's put that on our bingo cards, Rance.
This has been, I mean, no matter what happens with the next 2 outs, this has been a domineering performance by Trey Turner, it's got to be said. Emery watches a fastball go by outside. And it's hard to believe this is Trey Turner's first start since he was a senior in high school with just everything else he's done in baseball. But he was really excited about this chance today.
Ooh.
And he wanted to go more innings. Last week was the first week he'd thrown more than 1 in a ball game. They've been using him in the closer's role. But he had a 2-inning save last week. But today is working his 5th and still looks sharp.
I was going to say, I think that's just the first batter he's actually thrown 2 balls to.
It's been a while. 2-1 here for Joe. Watched a heater go by low.
Let's see if he can come back here, Rance.
Emery back in. Turner winds and fires. That was a slider, and Emery fouled it.
Came with the off speed with a 3-1 count.
You can do those things when you have command.
Yep. There it was again.
Emery swung and poked this one. It is on the right side. Tyler Abma calls off Jacob Karlson, and the Showman second baseman fields that one for the second out. It's going to bring up Carter Rennie.
I tell you, Rance, he's carving out his approach. Even if he gets behind, he's still confident throwing his off speed, even when he's behind. That's how his command's been today.
This is the Trey Turner we all hoped would show up when we talked him into coming out here and playing. Swing and a miss there. We recruited him for a couple of years, and then it turned out here in 2024 everything aligned. And he has been a monster both ways. Nothing in one. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Corners.
Yes, he is. And Carter Rennie is just kind of saying to himself, okay.
Because here comes that slider.
Yes, indeed. And Rennie crowding in. He's asking for the fastball in. Turner kind of smiling. Not sure what that's all about. Here comes the 0-2.
Yep.
Yeah, that looked off speed. High hop, and then
nobody
nobody
there.
covered the bag. And so Carter Rennie gets on base. They go hit, infield single. So yeah, Karlson was off to field it, and then Abma, again, not a stranger to it, but doesn't play a lot of second base.
Again, just another tough play into no man's land. Those are the toughest ones that you got to try to make when everybody's trying to converge on them, because everybody wants to make the play.
So Rennie, a dangerous base runner, is on. 2 outs in a 1-run ball game. Turner goes right back to the brush and the easel and paints one to Devin Phillips, the catcher. And that's out of the zone. And Alex Bird trying to catch Carter Rennie there. That's interesting. Turner says, don't do that. I want to strike this guy out. The 0-2. Oh, the miss. Oh. Nothing fancy there, right?
That's just in your kitchen, straight at you, heat.
Well, as Ken Harrelson, who was playing for the Kansas City Athletics in that game with Bernd Campaneris back in 1965, famously used to say as the Chicago White Sox announcer, gas, he gone. And the pitching day is done for Trey Turner. Kind of a shame that has to happen, really, but 5 scoreless innings for him. He scatters 3 hits and strikes out 11 batters. Didn't walk anybody. As far as pitching performances go, they don't get much better than that. Mavericks are making a pitching change. Ryan Cram goes to the hill. We'll tell you all about that on the other side of this timeout.
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Workplace injury? You can't afford to be financially set back. In Missouri, all workers' compensation laws are found in Chapter 287 of the Missouri statutes. You need an attorney who knows these laws and has worked with them over the past 25 years to help injured workers. The call is free. The results are exceptional. We've won millions of dollars for our clients over the years. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Towing pitching change, the first of 2 for the Moon City Mavericks. They call on the right-hander out of Nixa, Missouri, Ryan Cram. In his second year, one of Always like to say this once in a while. One of 4 father-son combinations to have played grip and rib baseball in the history of this league. And they have also, looks like they have sent Tony Lewis on to play left field in the corresponding defensive move. Other than that, Mavericks are as they started. Emery and Bacon in the outfield with Juarez, Welsh, Rennie, and Hornberger left to right, and still Devin Phillips behind the dish. So Ryan Cram, 24 years old, second year. He was with the Nixa Suckers a season ago. It has been a bit of a rough go as the Mavericks started off 0-4. Ryan Cram has pitched 12 innings, allowed 13 earned runs on 20 hits, struck out 9, walked 9, and hit a guy. It's a 9.75 ERA. Last time we saw Ryan pitch was September 8th. Pitched 5 against the Springfield Metropolitans. Gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits, struck out 6, and walked 5. So the drawback for Cram is he's walking too many batters, basically, in 2024. We have seen him throw very well. As a rookie with the Suckers, he had a 2.77 ERA across 13 innings of work. So when Ryan Cram's dialed in, he's got good stuff. And the Mavericks, rode him pretty hard there in August, Scott Weis, and they rested him a little bit over the last couple. Throws one wildly there. It will remain to be seen whether or not the rest did him a lot of good.
Well, that's the hard task of any pitcher, is coming out here and throwing strikes. The walks.
Alex Bird flares one. That's going to be handled by the second baseman, Rennie.
Nice little play there. The walks can tend to be a killer. You don't want to add extra, give up free passes and extra bases.
And that is kind of a hallmark, if a pitcher is struggling in the GRBL, that it can be for a lot of reasons, but we tend to go back and look at their line for the year, and inevitably walks, hit batsmen, or both will be a little bit inflated.
I noticed there he's shaking his arm. I wonder if he's having issues with his throwing arm. He's been shaking at it quite a bit as he goes along there.
Not sure. Maybe had a hard time getting warmed up. Well, he kind of warmed up twice, I was watching. Warmed up once and then went out and played left field and then went and warmed again. Sort of to get ready for this inning. Could have just been that he warmed up too early. Showmen have Justin Loudon getting warm in their bullpen down the right field line. And there is activity in the Mavericks pen, but that's Michael Barnes warming down. So 2 strikes for Chris Leggett. Ryan Cram winds and fires. Leggett fouled that one off and then conked his own helmet there. And Chris got hit in the face with a pitch a few weeks ago. Took him out of the game.
Ouch.
Came back okay. Looked like the ball caught side of the helmet, but they're going to go check on him real quick.
A little bit of that chin, too, because looks like it got him right there in the chops.
I think they're asking, I don't know if they're asking for a towel or what they're... Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, earlier when Chris got hit, it was just a high tight fastball. It was a game against the Locos. There was not malice involved or foul play.
No, it looks like he's not wearing one of those flaps either, so that's even tougher. Yeah. Making sure there's no cuts there.
And he might. Sometimes if you've been popped once and it's still healing, you can get hit again and could be like a nosebleed. Not sure.
Sure. Well, it's certainly something we don't want to see happen.
Certainly not.
These guys. It's something that happens frequently, though. Just, again, it's the nuances of the game.
So Leggett is going to get back in there.
It's good to see he's okay.
Yeah, he's pretty tough, all in all. Good gesture of sportsmanship there. Everybody around. Mavericks, Devin Phillips. Getting back behind the plate, and here comes another 1-2 from Ryan Cram. Yep, went kind of back in on the hands, and Leggett fouled it off. I like that attack there, kind of throwing the slider on the inner half.
Let's see where he decides to go this time.
Setting him up away, the S indeed, and Leggett was able to just chase it and foul it back. That one might have hopped over the concession stand there. So that is now 3 consecutive foul balls on strike 2 by Chris Leggett. 7th pitch of the plate appearance coming here, and it is grounded right side. Carter Rennie, the second baseman. Too good not to make that play. Second out of the inning.
Nice little play. That was a quality AB too.
Yeah, Leggett made Cram work, and that's, you know, when you want to attack that middle reliever, as most teams in the GRBL do, that's not a bad way to go about it. Skylar Carter bats in the left-handed batter's box. One of those classic throws right, bats left guys. Looked at a strike there. Yeah, Ryan's still kind of shaking it out. I got a feeling he warmed up too early and then just was not able to keep the arm as loose as he wanted. This is swung on. Stays on the surface. Devin Phillips, the catcher, left the mask on and everything and made the grab.
Yeah, Ryan Cram just didn't seem like he was very comfortable that half inning.
Well, he got 3 outs, and that's what the Mavericks wanted. He's got some time to perhaps reconnoiter a little bit as we get ready to head to the 6th. Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt are going back to the field. I think Hammitt's going to first. We'll tell you about it on the other side of this break.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I'm Rance Berger, my partner for this one, Scott Weis, the last player and the first player to play all 9 positions in a single GRBL game. Well, updating Ben Hammitt and Jacob Karlson here, Scott. Hammitt has gone to first. Karlson is in center field. So they have moved Skylar Carter to left. It's still Maples in right. And then around the horn, Trey Turner has gone to third base. That's been his home when he's not pitching. Still Thomas McFarland at short with Tyler Abma at second, and a new catcher on for the Showmen. This is Josh Wilbanks going behind the dish, and it's a Henry's towing pitching change. The Branson Showmen have to make the swap as Trey Turner hit the limit. So this is Justin Loudon out of St. Louis Community College, Merrimack.
Old Fruit Snacks.
It is indeed Fruit Snacks, and Fruit Snacks has had bit of a rough go in middle relief here in 2024. 9 1/3, 19 earned runs on 10 hits, 4 strikeouts, 17 walks. That's absolutely been the Achilles heel. So a high ERA. It's right now a little bit north of 18, but that's been coming down as of late, believe it or not. But Justin Loudon will be the first one to tell you, I am walking too many batters in 2024. Script in this one calls for him to throw 2, maybe, well, no, a max of 2, I think, because, yeah, Hammitt and Karlson are planning to pitch the 8th and the 9th. So, but if Justin Loudon gets in trouble, the Showmen have some other options they can go to. They are without Marcus Rader today, who has been very solid in middle relief. So, but the cupboard's not bare. They could ask Tyler Abma to come on and throw a little bit. Or they could go to Thomas McFarland, who has a history of pitching in this league. Or Karlson could just opt to pull the trigger on himself early and throw more than 1 inning. So they've got options, but I think what they would like to have happen is for Justin Loudon to just pitch 2 good innings right here, right now, and maintain this 1-zip advantage. So Loudon scheduled to face Sam Hornberger, Ryan Cram, Nick Bacon, the 8, 9, 10 hitters in the Moon City order.
Well, now we got Ben's going to take his turn at first base and see what he can get accomplished here.
We were talking during the break. It looks like he's just wearing a regular infielder's glove. I guess we're going to find out. Here's a 2-hopper to the shortstop. McFarland fires, and Ben Hammitt caught it like he's been doing it his whole life.
Handled it well.
1 down.
That's the fun part about playing first base. You get a little piece of the action on the ground balls pretty much any time you get a ground ball. So
yeah, as long as the other guys don't scream one at you, that's a pretty fun position.
Right.
Here's Ryan Cram for the Mavs. Whoa! Loudon threw that above and behind.
I think that just got away from him a little bit.
Well, mechanically speaking, that's a ball that exited his hand far too early.
Yep.
Loudon hopping back on. Came back over the plate.
He knew it right away.
Yes,
too.
he did.
He fixed it there.
Well, what I like about Justin Loudon is he is very mechanically conscious, and he's a very avid golfer when he's not playing baseball. It would not be unheard of for him to have probably played about 36 holes yesterday, and he may have a round scheduled later this afternoon or evening after this game is over. That guy lives on the course.
Well, back to the mechanics piece. He's very short, sweet, and compact with all of his mechanics. He's ready to deliver.
A 3-1 dipped down and away. So Ryan Cram takes a walk, and Moon City now has the tying run on here in the top of the 6th. 1-0 ball game. It is the Showman's advantage for the moment, and the batter will be Nick Bacon.
Think we'll see a little small ball here from the Mavericks? What do you think?
Small ball definitely bought them a win a week ago. So,
yep.
6th inning. I don't know. Is it time to bunt?
Well, you got the third baseman back quite a bit. I know it is turf and it's going to be a little bit more quick, but it's worth a try.
I'd be tempted.
Of course, you got the other option here is you see Fruit Snacks is a little wild here, and you take some pitches and see if you get some runners on.
I definitely think that is the order.
Oh
yeah, they try the pickoff throw. Ryan Cram got back, and the ball did not end up in Hammett's mitt, so Ryan Cram will move up into scoring position. That's not necessarily a bad idea there. The execution was not it.
Nope, just short hop Ben a little bit. That's a tough play.
And then he misses high to Nick Bacon to make it 2-0. I always like Justin. It looks like he's talking to the baseball. What he's actually doing is being very sure of his grip. But it just looks like he's trying to convince the ball to go into the zone. 3-0 pitch to Bacon. Yeah,
there we go.
The get-me-over slider. I think we'll see more of that from Justin if he can settle down.
Uh-oh.
Yep. That was just an overthrown fastball. So that's back-to-back walks.
Yeah. Something seems like he looks a little uncomfortable again out there. He doesn't seem to be following through as much as he needs to get back into the zone. His release point's a little high.
Mm-hmm. So go-ahead run is on. 1 out, runners on first and second. Joe Juarez looked at a called strike. And Joe has most certainly been a bright spot. He's 7 for 21 on the season. Also has walked 3 times and has only struck out once. So he's a most certainly ball into play kind of guy.
Uh-oh.
It's a wild pitch. It's going to get away from Josh Wilbanks. To the backstop it goes. Cram and Bacon will each move up.
Yep. Now he has a chance to put the Mavs in front.
Well, just a fly ball to the outfield would tie the ball game.
Sure.
But a base hit might mean a 2-1 advantage for his team. Two and one from Loudon.
Uh-oh.
Ran one in.
Oh, high and tight. Yeah.
Well, whereas his face said a lot there. It's almost like he looked back toward the press box. I wanted to say, don't look at me, man. 3-1 slider into the zone. If I'm Justin Loudon, I'm going to spam that pitch until they prove they can hit it. It's a 3-2 payoff. Yes, he did.
Oh, got him to chase.
Big strikeout there from Snacks because it makes this situation a lot more manageable. 2 out. No force out. But if you can get Brady Welsh here, you go home unscathed.
Well, taking one dangerous hitter to another dangerous hitter.
Slider runs in for ball one. So Brady 1 for 2 today, singled out to left the first time. There's a slider, it's chopped, it's over Loudon's head. McFarland's going to have to hurry.
Yep.
And they did not get it to Hammitt in time. Bacon's coming home, and then Hammitt gunned the throw over the catcher. It is 2-1 Mavericks.
It's a little too much adrenaline there.
Yep. So infield single for Welsh, and then E3
yeah,
plates
I think
the
you
other
put that
run.
in your back pocket and you don't make that throw, you've got a 1-1 ball game.
2-1 Mavericks take the lead here in the top of the 6th. And the batter is Tony Lewis. Tony 1 for 2 today. 2 for 16 for the season. Started off cold. He had a walk-off base hit on September 15th against the Republic Locos. The hit, one could argue, turned it all around for this Moon City group.
Oh, there's a shot in the
That
gap.
is a drive into center. Karlson is on the run, but even Jacob Karlson can't come up with that one. That will plate Brady Welsh easily. 3-1 Mavericks is the Godfather. Firing on all cylinders now. His first extra base hit of the season comes at a great moment.
Now batting for your Moon City Mavericks, number 13.
So Lewis aboard for Michael Barnes. Tony actually the president of the Bank of Missouri where Michael Barnes works, so nothing like the pressure of having the boss on base with the responsibility of having to bring him in, huh?
Oh, there it is.
Swing and a drive, but it goes foul.
Well, you can see Tony's all smiles out there and cheering him on, so he's got that in his back pocket.
Tony happy to have himself an extra base hit there. I think it has been last one I have recorded anyway for Tony was 2021, so it's been a while since he's cranked an extra base hit.
That's the fun part and not so fun part about this game is it can be a game of slumps or it can be a game of streaks. And you can be on either side.
Tony's on the good side right now, so he's just living it. 3-1 pitch to Michael Barnes, who was swinging with bad intentions there. Fouled off strike 2. Couple of walks got it started, and then a couple of hits this inning for the Mavericks. Put them out in front. Loudon missed. Slider outside, and Michael Barnes draws the walk. So that puts 2 on, 2 out for Joe Emery. 0 for 2 today. A master's degree in kinesiology from Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. Science of human body movement.
That's a fantastic career path right there. And there's a little looper.
Yes, it does, but back to get it, and a great play running back by Tyler Abma. kills the rally, but not before the Moon City Mavericks do some damage. They now lead this thing 3-1. Back with the bottom of the sixth in a moment.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Why would you call anyone else after a car accident? Tolbert Beadle has been right here in Missouri for decades. We know the local courts, and we know how to fight. You don't pay us a penny unless we win money for you. And we're not satisfied until we secure the largest settlement possible. With millions of dollars recovered, you know who to call. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
And now for something completely different. It is knuckleball time. The Moon City Mavericks have made a Henry's Towing pitching change, and they call on the big right-hander who made his way in the French First Division with the Bois-Guillaume Woodchucks from the swinging city of Bois-Guillaume in Normandy. It is the Godfather, Tony Lewis, on the pitcher's mound. 4 innings this season, 5 earned runs, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a hit batsman. It's an 11.25 ERA, but a 1-0 win-loss record. Yes, indeed. Tony was the winning pitcher on September 15th, and he got the base hit RBI that won the ball game. It was a banger of a night, as the kids might say, for Tony Lewis. Out of Glendale High School, went to Drury University, had part of a season with the Toronto Baseball Maple Leafs, played overseas in France with Bois-Guillaume, as we said, and then played a season in the Can-Am League with the Quebec Capitals in 2009. One of his teammates, Cy Young Award winner Eric Gagne. Wouldn't you know it, he gets to face Jacob Karlson right out of the chute. Was that a fastball?
Looked like it.
Starts him off with the gas. I love it. Karlson 1 for 2 today with a double and has played 6 positions thus far. And there was the knuck. Karlson a little upset with himself, but he's quickly fallen behind here 0-2.
That thing is dirty.
There it is, grounded right side. Carter Rennie up with it for the Mavs. And I think part of this too, Tony got roughed up in his first attempt at pitching. His last 2 outings have been pretty good. I think Devin Phillips, the catcher, has figured out a little bit more about Tony and how to sequence for him. But man, Daniel England really threw him out there, sending him against Karlson, Turner, and Rusk. The 2, 3, 4 hitters in this Branson order.
Well, I think his choice of pitch selection right there and working with his catcher, I mean, those are the 2 things right there that have to be in sync to be successful.
Back to the knuck goes Lewis. That was inside. It is now 2-0. And, in this instance, when you got a guy who's got 10 hits and has been an extra base machine, I'm okay with nibbling.
Yeah. Well, I think the knuckleball is probably in play almost every pitch here. It's dancing all over the place.
It's 3-0 now to Turner. That was over the plate, and goodness. Swing with bad intentions as Trey watches an imaginary baseball fly out of here, but he's down 3-1. Back in he goes. Oh, the heat, and Tony Lewis, the 40-year-old, going right at a guy who's probably going to win the MVP award here in 2024. Love that aggression, battling back from 3-0, then the knuckleball and a swing and a miss. My goodness.
He wasn't looking for that, Rance, and he got him all changed up there, so to speak.
All out of sorts.
All out of sorts, yep.
Tyler Rusk will try to see what he can do against Tony. T. Rusk 0 for 2 today, flew out to right and then popped to the first baseman Sam Hornberger in his last at bat. Tony Lewis went back to the fastball, that's down 1-0. Fielders straight away and fairly deep for Tyler Rusk, who's had 12 hits as a rookie with Springfield a season ago.
Took a big cut there.
Yes, he did. I say Tyler Rusk, one of the few men who have hit a home run out of this stadium with a wooden baseball bat. Had 9 RBIs with the Mets. He was the only rookie on their roster, and they won the league title. Nothing like getting spoiled, right out of the gate. So some guys play in this league for years and never get to the bell game. Tyler Rusk got to live it straight away.
Well, that was the one fortunate piece. That first year, Tony and Nick Bacon and I were on that Black
Grip and Rip
team.
Black, with Daniel England as well.
Daniel England as well, that's right. Got to taste a little bit of that.
There's a chopper, grounded foul. Tyler Rusk was way out in front of it. And he has just looked impatient, not wanting to wait on that knuckleball. It's now deuces wild for Rusk. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
What do you think he sneaks a heater by him here?
I would try it. Yes, it was, and Rusk was ready for it, but it's up the middle. Carter Rennie was ready for it, too, as his throw to Hornberger right on the button. So a 1-2-3 inning.
Got a little fist pump out of Tony, too, as he comes off the mound.
Yeah, he was, at the start of this year, I think it was a little outlandish to him that Daniel England wanted him to pitch. Daniel talked him into it, and he has gotten better every time he goes out. And it's still a 3-1 lead for Moon City. Let's see what the Showmen do. Let's see what Karlson and Hammitt do on the other side of this break.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
So Justin Loudon back out to work for the Branson Showmen in this top of the stretch inning. Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt will play their last field positions, if you will. Karlson has gone to shortstop and Hammitt has gone to center field. After this, all that will remain for both men to play all 9 positions in the same game are the battery positions. But they've got to get through this 7th, and the Mavericks would like to get some more runs on the board to pad a 3-1 advantage and really spoil the special day for the Showmen. Carter Rennie is the first man up. It'll be Rennie, Phillips, and Hornberger, as there's a grounder right side. Tyler Abma did a nice job getting to that and getting the first out.
Carter Rennie's got some wheels. He almost beat that out.
He can certainly scoot. So for Karlson at shortstop, this is what he played a lot of in high school, so that's old hat. And talking to Ben Hammitt before the game, even though early in his GRBL career he was an outfielder, he said, I really haven't been out in the outfield too much in several years, so I'm a little bit nervous.
I think center field was one that caught me by surprise because you got a different viewpoint.
Mhm.
I mean, all the viewpoints are different, but that one's especially different because you're right up the middle.
That was up the middle to the shortstop. Jacob Karlson gets the ball to Tyler Rusk.
Well, and you have to play. You got to figure out where you're going to play. You can't play too shallow. You can't play too deep.
Right.
I always found it was easier for me to come in than it was to go
Mhm.
back. So I'd play a little bit deeper in the outfield in general, but to give myself a chance to make plays a little bit better.
I think in this stadium, I don't know what it is, if it's the way the stands are oriented or what, but I feel like when you stand out in center field, that's when the field feels the largest to me. And I know the field is the field, and the dimensions are the same, but when you stand out there in center, you really get an idea for how big this place is.
Absolutely, and you've got to cover a lot of ground out there. I mean, right center, left center gaps are huge.
Swinging a chopper off the bat of Evan Barnett. So this is Barnett hitting in the stead of Sam Hornberger here. Evan's been playing a lot of third base for the Mavericks, but can also catch. Justin Loudon ran a ball in, and it's 2-2. That was a slider that didn't slide, I think.
Now that one seemed to get away from him again.
Well, then the ball got away from Will Banks throwing it back. He's got equipment everywhere. But if Loudon can get Barnett right here, right now, there'll be some nice momentum for him headed into the postseason. Swing and a grounder, foul, third base side. Coming up today at 3, the Nixon Suckers take on the Ozark Mountain Ducks. And then at 6 o'clock, baseball night in the Ozarks. It'll be the Republic Locos and the Springfield Metropolitans. GRBL North Division title on the line. Yeah, dropped
third.
And then Wilbanks off of his back. Wow.
Still makes a play.
What a recovery by Josh Wilbanks, the U.S. Marine from Douglasville, Texas.
And there's what we were taught. You were just talking about a lot of equipment to battle there.
Well, Josh he wanted more reps at catcher, and he's gotten them. And so he ends the day on a positive note, caddying for Justin Loudon. It is 7th inning stretch time, and that means the 7th inning stretch is always brought to you by Sumit's Hot Yoga, where you are going to feel awesome.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
On the other side of the Sumit's Hot Yoga 7th inning stretch, Tony Lewis back to work for the Moon City Mavericks, so they're going to hang with him at least for the bottom of the 7th, with the potential to likely bring on Joe Juarez or Brady Welsh or a player to be named later after that. But for the moment, Tony has the ball.
You know, I'm surprised, Rance, that we don't see more knuckleballers or off-speed kind of pitches being used by more pitchers. At least those unorthodox ones like the knuckleball.
Well, I know it's not Everybody thinks they can throw a knuckleball. It's not easy.
No,
Justin
it's not.
Loudon fouls the knuckleball back to the screen. And, well, you know, like if you remember, Chris Matlock had a great career out here. Was a sidearmer, but he had a knuckleball that was in his arsenal that he'd pull out, once in a while. But what Chris liked to say was, I don't throw it too much, because when the knuckleball doesn't knuckle, it sure goes a long way the other way. Great job by Joe Juarez getting that ball to Michael Barnes to get the pinch hitter Justin Loudon for the first out.
He did a good job of knocking that down and making the play.
So here is Thomas McFarland. See, of the active players we've got, Kyle Carpenter, who we'll see a little bit later today for the Mountain Ducks. He doesn't live and die by it, but has a knuckler that he brings out from time to time. Calvin Dreyer from the Metropolitans pitched with a knuckleball some during his stint with the Branson Showmen, though he has not been on the mound this season. Let's taking a look. Yeah, Ben Hammitt is in the bullpen, so I got a feeling they're going to go for it all. It'll be Hammitt to pitch the 8th for the Showman for his 8th position. That means Karlson is going to catch.
Getting down to it here.
Thomas McFarland looks at a strike. Well, and on top of that, you know, you're in a close ball game here, 3-1. Just the psychology has got to be tough on those guys too.
Drop down a little bit there.
Yeah, no, I don't know what. Oh, I see. The ball was loose. It's like, what could Devin Phillips possibly have to go say to him right now?
Quit beating me up back here.
Yeah, exactly. How about throwing it into the glove? The 3-2 knuckleball. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Second strikeout for the Godfather, Tony Lewis.
Now batting number 14, Chandler Maples.
The batter is Chandler Maples. Old Chandler Bats from Clever, Missouri. Swing and a miss there. Broke in back in 2018. Did Maples, was a Sumit's Hot Yoga yogi.
Yeah, back to the naming rights.
Those were the days, right?
Yes.
Went to this format with the 6 team names we have now in 2020. Here's a slow grounder, Joe Juarez. Goodness
using
sakes.
that strong arm.
He has been sharp here in the 7th. 2 assists for Juarez. Another 3 up, 3 down for Tony Lewis. And the Mavericks maintain a 3-1 advantage. Well, it's going to be Ben Hammitt taking the pitcher's mound, his 8th position in this baseball game. And Jacob Karlson's going behind the plate when we come back.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Eighth inning. Ben Hammitt and Jacob Karlson are now the battery for the Branson Showmen, trying to become the 2nd and 3rd players in 9 years of grip and rip baseball to play all 9 positions in a single game. Hammitt is on the pitcher's mound. Karlson is behind the plate. And we've got the first and last player to ever accomplish this feat in the GRBL, Scott Weis, with us. So, Scott, you're the only guy qualified to answer this question. What do you do when you're not really a catcher, but right now you're a catcher?
You do anything you can to sure you're doing your job behind the plate. That's catch the ball, block the ball, do whatever it is you can to help your team out and help your pitcher out, and work with him to call the game. You know, if you have that same mentality and be on that same page to work things out to where it goes the way you want it.
Ryan Cram sends the first offering from Ben Hammitt toward the gap in left center field. He's going to be extra bases as that got misplayed by the left fielder. So Ryan Cram starts things off with a hit for the Mavs straight away.
Like it did do a good job of trying to knock it down so it didn't get all the way to the fence. Because you got 3 probably if that gets to the fence.
So Cram is in scoring position, and Jake Thompson pinch hits for Moon City. Jake, a rookie out of Ash Grove. 3-sport athlete for the Ash Grove Pirates. Football, basketball, baseball. Those are athletes of a dying breed these days. Has battled back from injury, so 1 for 5 limited plate appearances for Thompson. Also has walked and been hit by a pitch, so on base percentage is in nice shape. He'd like to get a hit here. 2-0, and he checked it. Yes, that's a strike.
Give those Mavs a little insurance here, the late innings.
So Ben Hammitt, not a stranger to pitching throughout the course of his GRBL career, as Thompson fouls that one off for strike 2. 18 1/3 innings across the career, 12 earned on 21 hits, 22 Ks and 11 walks. He's also hit 7 batters, so that number is a little high. 5.89 ERA. With the 2021 Republic Locos, you were on that club, Scott Weis. Hammitt pitched 14 2/3 innings. That's the most he's pitched in a single season. Came into the day with an inning and 2/3 pitched for the Showmen, largely in janitorial roles.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that year with the Locos, he did a fantastic job. He kept us in a lot of ball games. You know, I mean, again, no pitcher goes out there with the mindset to give up those free passes. We want to be as successful as we can out there but that's probably one of the positions that it's not only physically but mentally demanding as well, because you can talk yourself out of something real quick or into a predicament real quickly. As you can see here.
Yeah, it is a jam. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Joe Juarez, the Mavericks leadoff hitter, stands in. Fastball, swing and a miss.
Get him to chase there.
Well, now, how old were you, Scott? Not to put you on the spot here. The day you played all 9, were you 41?
5 years ago, yeah. So I probably would have been just shy of 42, I think. Should have been 41, because I'm currently 46, about to turn 47 in November.
Well,
so
Ben Hammitt just turned 47, believe it or not. So it's pretty remarkable that he's able to do this at all, but shows what you can do when you take care of yourself, right?
Right. Well, and that's the big key. The big key is, you know, I mean, in getting behind the plate, that was the thing. At that advanced age of being over 40 and just early on, your legs start to give out. If you're already tired from all that running and all the different moves and different position changes, then you got to get back there and you got to squat for who knows how long an inning's going to go, and it's just a different. But that's what we do. We prepare for that.
At this point, you're on position number 8. You've come this far. As it's 2-2, wild pitch brought in a run. Ryan Cram. It is 4-1 Mavericks. There's an off speeder swung on and poked. Rusk with a dive and a great job.
That's where that 6'7" frame comes into play right there. That's nice.
But how about that as a confidence builder if you're Hammitt, knowing like that is the length that your fielders are willing to go to get you outs. Yeah. T-Rusk just sold out completely there. A diving grab in foul territory. 1 gone.
Again, that's another tough play because, I mean, that was not a very hard hit ball. And he had to go all out to get it.
So batter is Brady Welsh. Runner on second is Jake Thompson. Mavericks with a 3-run lead.
Looks like the wind's picked up a little bit too. So now they've got to battle that.
Up the middle it goes to the shortstop. McFarland spins, one hop the throw, and yeah, that is there in time for the second out.
Good play on both ends. Rusk making the pick, and good strong throw over there, even though it short hopped him, because he had to get rid of it quick.
Yep. That's it's one of those things where you trust the first base. It's, you know, if you're going to miss up or down, just as long as you don't miss side to side, you're probably okay.
Well, and Welsh, for a fairly bigger guy too, can get down the line.
Yes, he can.
Quickly.
So here's Tony Lewis, who's having a nice day, 2 for 3.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that is not nice.
Ow.
And Tony is down. Oh, my goodness.
I get him on the ankle?
Yeah, he's somewhere between the knee and the ankle, I think. Yeah, he's holding a shin.
Eesh.
Pulling the pant leg up to check the ankle. And certainly nothing nefarious on Hammitt's part there.
No, and you see he's the first one checking on him. And that's the level of character Ben Hammitt is right there, and Karlson both checking on him, make sure he's good to go. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to get back in there.
Oh.
Dragging a limp.
Yeah. He's going to need to get him one of those shin protector guards for his leg.
Tony's getting back in there. It'll be 0-1 after a foul ball off the ankle. 4-1 our score. Mavericks have a runner at third. 2 outs. Hammitt ran that one in, and Tony got out of the way. 2-1.
Yeah, Tony's another one that gets right up there on the plate, too.
Yeah, that back foot starts right up on the line.
Oh, hard shot.
Yes, it
Nobody
is.
sees it.
And that is blooping right into the danger zone. It's an RBI base hit for Tony Lewis, a single into right field. 5-1 for the Mavericks.
I don't think Skyler saw that off the bat in center, and then
Tony Lewis 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in a 5-1 ball game. Michael Barnes is up here. Walked last time. He's 0 for 2. Got his name on Trey Turner's strikeout ledger a couple times, and yeah, that one goes wild. Bounced before it ricocheted off Karlson's glove. Tony just now made it to second. That ankle clearly bothering him. But he had to go. He's in scoring position. Little fastball swung on, fouled.
I was going to say, it looks like Ben's relying a little bit on that fastball more than anything.
Tried a breaking pitch that time, but it did not break. Sent Michael Barnes ducking out of the way. 2-1.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's that physical piece getting to Ben right now. You know, I mean, he doesn't have the crisp grip and the mechanics he needs because he doesn't have the legs under him at this point. You know, I mean, playing all the different positions, running the bases, doing the things you need to do. That's just part of this game.
So Hammitt laboring a little bit on position 8 of 9. Runners on first and second for Joe Emery. Joe would like to get into the hit column here. Swings and chops one to third.
Yep, easy.
And Trey Turner will just step on the bag for the force out. So the Mavericks scratch 2 more runs across, including an RBI base hit by the Godfather, the founder and the commissioner of the Grip and Rip, Tony Lewis. 3 for 4 on the day with a couple batted in. It is 5-1. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. Showmen will look to rally after this.
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Why would you call anyone else after a car accident? Tolbert Beadle has been right here in Missouri for decades. We know the local courts, and we know how to fight. You don't pay us a penny unless we win money for you. And we're not satisfied until we secure the largest settlement possible. With millions of dollars recovered, you know who to call. Tolbert Beetle, when you need justice.
Towing pitching change for the Moon City Mavericks. They call on right-hander Joe Juarez, who makes the move from third base to the pitcher's mound. Correspondingly, Evan Barnett comes on to play third. They also moved Jake Thompson out into right, so that was just a straight-up swap with Nick Bacon, and Ryan Cram has gone back to left field. So Joe Juarez has been very good this season for Moon City and has been especially good as of late. 22 1/3 innings pitched, 11 earned on 32 hits, 17 strikeouts to just 2 walks. It's a 4.43 ERA. Last time out, Joe Juarez pitched 4 scoreless innings against the Springfield Metropolitans, allowing just a single hit and striking out 4 batters. So here's Ben Hammitt. He has played 8 of the 9 defensive positions today, just got done pitching. He has catcher remaining in the 9th, but first things first, with his team trailing 5-1, Scott Weis, the job is to get on base.
Yeah, it's a tough task with Mr. Juarez on the mound.
Joe, fastball, slider, changeup, all in the arsenal. That was the slider, but it's been out of the zone, so he's missed away.
Yep, Ben's got a good eye. He's gonna find himself something here.
That's out.
Yep.
2-1. Thought we were 3-0, but 2-1.
Look to take that outside pitch and poke it into right field there. He's got a little real estate to work with there.
Definitely playing him on the pull side of things, and pull it he does down the third base line. Evan Barnett up with it, one hop, not in time. Ben Hammitt doing everything it takes.
Still got good wheels.
Infield single, yeah. Well, it's crazy, you know, Ben and his wife Julie have 3 kids and just very athletic family all around, but you know, Ben really took to instilling that into his children as they were coming up. So I know he did a lot of working out with his son Kaysen, who was a pretty good high school football player. So just goes to show, you know, you take care of yourself, you can keep making plays like that as a 47-year-old man. Speaking of plays, as a 40-year-old, Joe Juarez did a great job.
What a play.
Robbing Josh Wilbanks off the chopper there. 1 gone, and the Showmen are running Chris Leggett in Hammett's stead. So here's Tyler Abma.
Rance, one thing I'll tell you is that this game can keep you young. That's the best part, and that's the beauty of it.
And yeah, I know that is good. There are a lot of guys who are in that boat of like, I want to play grip and rip. You know, this is my incentive to take care of myself. You know, this is my incentive to still eat well over the holiday season. To you know, go out and go running or go lift some weights, or you know, insert your favorite workout here. But yeah, there are guys for whom grip and rip is that big dangling carrot to a healthier, better version of themselves.
There's a
that is skied into center. A little bit of trickiness for Joe Emery. Leggett's going to tag. Throw got too far beyond third base, and so Leggett's going to be safe.
It's good. That was good tag up on Leggett's part. He knew it was a deep fly ball. He knew he's got good enough speed to get over there.
Too much gunpowder in the cannon there for Joe Emery.
Well, the big thing is, Rance, I wish we would have had this available to me when I was in my 20s. I mean, because I mean, again, it's a little hard to take some time off. and not be able to get into a cage on a regular basis, which again, not to.
Oh, that hit him.
Ouch.
That hit him on the hip, I think.
Yeah, left back, inner. Did it get the front hip or did it get the inner thigh of the left leg?
Kind of going. I was glad it didn't hit him in the stomach initially, but Carter kind of walked away, hand on the hip, doing as the old schoolers say. He's not rubbing it, so I don't know exactly where it did hit him.
Well, he can't put any dirt on it, Rance.
You cannot rub dirt on it. It's not quite as intimidating to say, rub some rubber pellets on it, kid.
Right.
So Karlson trying to help his cause, 1 for 3 today with a triple.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness, but that's going to go foul. That is tailing.
Wow.
That is in the jet
it came back,
and then
it stayed fair. Oh, my goodness.
A gust from the gods and into the glove of Ryan Cram. It went in foul territory. An inning-killing catch. That's tremendous for the Mavericks, who lead this thing 5-1.
Wow.
And with that, Jacob Karlson is going to pitch. Ben Hammitt is going to catch. Those two men are going to try to complete all 9 positions. Mavericks, meanwhile, are going to try to complete a win. The 9th inning is next.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Jacob Karlson on the pitcher's mound. Ben Hammitt behind the plate. If they can get an out here, they will become the 2nd and 3rd GRBL players ever to play all 9 positions in a single game. The first, of course, Scott Weis did it in 2019. And Scott, I have to applaud you real quick for just being a gamer, man, because I found out that this attempt by Karlson and Hammitt was happening on Friday morning. First thing I did was think, I wonder what Scott Weis is up to. I extended you an invite on very short notice, and I want the folks at home watching this to know Scott Weis answered the bell and came on out to sit in and watch this ball game with us. So tremendous testament to your willingness to come out here and have some fun, Scott. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all, Rance. Thank you for reaching out. It doesn't matter short notice or not. Unfortunately, I would have got back to you a little bit sooner, but I was teaching classes.
And that's what I figured,
and
because I know you're a teacher, and I'm like, I'm going to bother him on a work day anyway.
Oh, I probably was deep in about 2nd or 3rd or 4th graders at that point, trying to make sure that they were not running all over the place in the gym.
Carter Rennie flares a Jacob Karlson pitch up the middle into center field, and the hot streak continues for Carter Rennie. That's a hitting streak for him. He's now actually 2 for 4 on the day, but now 3 straight games in which he has hit.
Nice.
So that's called peaking at the right time or something like that. But yeah, I always know it's tricky when you bother a professional teacher on the workday. But I thought, you know what? He's got to have a lunch break in there somewhere.
Yep, absolutely. And that's where I took advantage of it and reached back out. And I was happy to hear from you and was glad that this opportunity came about. And I'm excited for these guys.
Well, and I think that's a good attitude to have. When as Phillips lifts one into right, I'll finish that thought in a second. Yes, It is. That's a base hit for Devin Phillips. And that could be runs for the Mavericks as into the right field corner it goes. Rennie gets the stop sign.
Oh, he's putting up the stop sign, Daniel.
Daniel England says, whoa, I think he could have challenged for it, but hey.
Yeah, I agree.
England's got a better look at it than I do. Nonetheless, double for Devin Phillips. Now, what I was going to say is sometimes, when there are milestones or when a player is the first to do something especially, they can get a little bit resentful of another player coming along and joining the club, if you will. But I think your attitude is a champion's attitude, sir.
Well, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. There was a Hall of Fame for a reason. I mean, it's an elite crew. I mean, not to say that this is a similar comparison, but, I mean, these guys are trying to do something that nobody else except for one has ever done. I mean, I can still hold on to that
You're still the first. And yeah, nobody's
but
taking that away.
Kudos to those guys for taking on that love of the game and that effort. It's something to be proud of.
0-2 for Evan Barnett. Well, you had a strikeout in your pitching performance. Perhaps Jacob Karlson can have one as well. I know he'd like to. Has what he wants from Ben Hammitt.
Oh, yes.
Struck him out. So Jacob Karlson, I will say, was a high school and a college pitcher, some actually at C of O. So this is not foreign territory for him. And Hammitt has caught some innings out here as well. So Jacob, for his career, 31 2/3, a 2.56 ERA, so just 9 earned in that time. And now 18 strikeouts in his career. Batter he is facing is Ryan Cram. Ryan having a good day today, 1 for 2 with a double and a walk.
It's not an easy thing, Rance, to go up there and strike somebody out either. Oh.
That is pulled off the bat of Ryan Cram down the left field line. Mavericks are going to plate 2. Good job by Leggett getting the throw in as Cram had to dive, and then the throw got away on the infield. Now he's going to run for third. Maples to it.
Home, I bet.
And he is going home. They're going to attack the plate. And yes, sir, 3 runs score on the play. Ryan Cram may need the oxygen, but those are 3 big ones as they pad the lead out to 8-1. RBI double. And then you go, I believe that was an E7 followed by an E9, if we want to split hairs about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write E and, yeah,
throwing,
call it good.
Throwing in defense has been a little bit of a Achilles heel today for the Showmen.
Karlson went high and tight on Jake Thompson, who went around, and it's 0-1. Exhales sharply and deals a breaking pitch that Thompson sends into center field. Clean sheets, so no RBI opportunity, but a nice piece nonetheless for Jake.
Yeah, he did a good job sitting on that and driving it back, right back up the middle, letting it get deep in the zone.
Still 1 away. Back to the top of the order go the Mavs. Joe Juarez. First pitch he sees is a strike.
As I was saying earlier, Rance, it's not easy to get up on that mound and try to strike somebody out. You're looking just to give everything you got to get the ball into the zone sometimes, you know, and...
Yeah, nice poke there into center in front of Carter. Go ahead and finish your thought.
And the thing of it is it's a game. It's a game of strategy here. Is that hitter's looking for certain things. You're trying to keep them off balance as a hitter. Now you're taking that. You're thinking about what you would do against the hitter as the pitcher, and things to, and knowing that you got different places you can go, inside, outside, up, down. You can throw off speed, and that's just the approach you have to take.
1-0 to Brady Welsh, who is 2 for 4 today with an infield single and a run batted in. Definitely been big for the Mavericks to get at these Branson relievers after we saw Trey Turner pitch 5 shutout innings, allowing 3 hits and striking out 11. As soon as Turner hit the wall of eligibility, the Mavericks pounced all over. 3 runs in the 6th, 8 in the 2nd, 3 and counting here in the 9th. 2 men in scoring position, just 1 out, or 2 men on rather, 1 in scoring position and 1 out. Welsh sends one up the middle. There's the feed for 1. The throw to first is not in time. Safe is the call. So it'll go down as a 4-6 fielder's choice.
Karlson did a great job inducing that ground ball right at his second baseman, and Abba made a nice turn there, and I thought we would get the call, but just beat it by an eyelash.
Nice hustle by Welsh, taken off down the line. Batter is Lewis. First and third, 2 outs. Breaking ball, swung on and lifted foul. And unlike that big fly off of Jacob Karlson's bat, that one does actually get over the fence and into the grassy berm there on the
I didn't
first
quite
base
see
side.
it. I had a chance to say
Yeah,
hi to
you-
Ethan
you-
Bryan
you know, you
as he
bring-
stopped into the booth.
You bring in Scott Weis, you bring all these visitors into the press box. So it's you
We had a visit by AK a little earlier, too.
Got to take your moment. Well, you know, we do have, you know, it is an 8-1 ball game, but it's a special game nonetheless for a lot of reasons. So we definitely want to have everybody enjoy it.
Oh, he laces
Lewis,
that one.
Absolutely. Right on the screws it goes into right center field. Jake Thompson scores. Another RBI for Lewis, who now has 4 hits in this ball game. 3 RBIs. It is now 9-1 Moon City.
Tony Lewis hitting machine.
Saved them all for the end. And the man up is Barnes. So Mikey B, there's a hit for him, his first of the day. Goes out to left. And another run is plated. It is now 10-1 for City. 10-1. 13 hits for the Mavericks. 10 of them have come since the start of the 6th inning. Jacob Karlson missed with a fastball there. Breaking ball swung on.
Watch
chopped.
out on deck.
Yeah, that was right at Carterini in the on-deck circle. He got out of the way there. Fastball outside. Yeah, Carter, a newlywed, got married just before the start of the 2024 season, so he's got a kisser to protect there.
Fantastic. Congratulations to him.
2 balls and a strike, and Emery lifts this one. Way out of here. That might be in the concession stand, I think. So deuces.
See if Karlson can get him right here.
That's what Jacob would like to do, just try to end kind of a rough 9th inning on a positive note. Instead, Emery sends one down the right field line. Foul.
Curling foul. It's a long strike.
Not a bad idea for Joe there, kind of trying to poke one the other way. He's usually a pretty decent 2-strike protector. Get another chance here, 2-2.
Yep, gotta bring it inside. Yep. Ooh.
Oh, ball is the call.
Must have been a little low.
That's all I can figure. It was down, so okay, here we go. 3-2 payoff. Karlson fires.
Oh,
yeah,
got him with a curveball.
Got him with the slow curve, and Emery couldn't lay off. So down on strikes he goes, but not before the Mavericks do some big-time damage. RBI base hits for Ryan Cram, Tony Lewis, and Michael Barnes. They score 5 in the inning, and they now lead this thing 10-1. Well, it's our tradition here in the GRBL to keep the 9th inning commercial-free, so Scott Weis and I are absolutely going to do that. And with that, Jacob Karlson and Ben Hammitt, the 2nd and 3rd players to ever play all 9 positions in a single game.
Congratulations to those guys. That's quite a feat. I mean, I guarantee you that they're exhausted. It's taken a toll on them physically, you know, and that's just something that lends more credit to the job that they do coming out here, especially you said Ben's
47 years old.
47 years old. So he's right there where I'm at right now, and he's doing this feat. I got the luxury of being able to just being a little over 40 when I did that. So, you know, I mean, I'm sure, you know, it's one of those things we got to take care of our bodies, otherwise it's going to take a toll.
Big testament to both of those guys, and I've been saving this question for the end here, Scott Weis. What did you feel like the day after you played all 9 positions?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. Well, besides putting away as much Gatorade and as water as I could, because one of the things, I mean, this is just everybody's different makeup, but I was sweating the day away.
It was a warm day.
It was a
about
warm
like this,
day. Yeah, probably a little bit warmer in this, but I was sweating the day away. So I was number one trying to replenish the fluids. Number two, my body ached all over. and again, that wasn't a lack of conditioning. That was a being in a position of a place of positions you're not familiar with, like the catching position. You don't always do.
Trey Turner chops one at the shortstop. Brady Welsh up with it, and over to Michael Barnes it goes for the first out.
Nice little play. But just having to squat for a portion of an inning right there, something you're not used to doing, it takes a toll.
Yep, legs were screaming the next day and maybe the day after that, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and I still had to go in and do my job.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, and stand on my feet for 8-10 hours or more a day
in a classroom that day, and then that would have been, I think you were and still working in Republic at that time. So
yeah, that
probably
would
went
have
out
been,
and ran a practice after that.
Yeah, that would have been my last year, I believe, in Republic, and I would have been definitely heading out to stay on my feet for a few more for practice for a few more hours.
Tyler Rusk behind 0-1, make it 0-2. Nice slider from Joe Juarez there. Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. So, and that's something we certainly bring up about everybody in this league is, you know, these guys play 1 day a week, and then we all go have our professional ventures Monday through Friday afterwards. So, you know, everybody's got aches and pains, but yeah, to go out there and go through the physicality of an all 9 positions challenge, and then, you know, once that adrenaline wears off, you're gonna feel every bit of it.
But hey, I enjoyed it, and I'd do it again if I had the opportunity. I certainly would. But that's, again, I love the game, and I've always tried to be a student of the game, and I've always tried to do my best out there, and that's the thing. That's same thing. Karlson and Hammitt, they're both fantastic gentlemen and doing their best.
There's a liner, but that's going to go foul into the bullpen on the left field side off the bat of Tyler Rusk, who is battling with 2 strikes here. Yeah, so Scott Weis was the first, Ben Hammitt and Jacob Karlson the second and third to play all 9 in the GRBL. A little history in the making. Only 5 major leaguers have ever done it. First was done in 1965. Bert Campaneris, and then the next one occurred in 68, and then we had a gap up until 2000 when it was done again. So there's a reason, there are a lot of reasons it's very rare in the bigs. You know, you see it a little more, like college baseball teams will usually try it once in a great while if they have a player capable, and you'll see minor leagues, you'll see, you know, independent minor pro teams will try it sometimes. But it's rare. Tyler Rusk grounds to the shortstop. Brady Welsh with a bang-bang play.
I love the hustle out of Rusk there. He's getting down the line still.
Well,
trying to make something happen.
Game's pretty out of hand, but yeah, credit Rusk for hanging in and still doing the right thing, doing the hustle thing. So here's Justin Loudon, the last hope for the Branson Showmen.
Let's see if he can get a knock here and extend it.
Fruit Snacks is not a bad hitter whatsoever.
He looked at a strike on the outside corner there.
Grounds this one to short, and it's the Brady Welsh inning.
Yep.
Yes, he
got all 3, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Welsh gets all 3, and the Mavericks get the win. 10-1. They are now the winners of 3 straight after starting off 0-4. They are headed to the Eliminators next Sunday, but they are going in style on a winning streak. Branson Showmen, meanwhile, fall to 4-3. They are still going to be the number 3 seed in the playoffs, but the Mavericks do their part as they put the pressure on. Springfield Metropolitans and Republic Locos play a little bit later today. Ozark Mountain Ducks are up next, so the Mavericks could do as well as the 4th position if the cards fall well for them. So a little bit remains to be seen, most certainly. A lot of baseball left to be played today. But we'll get to that when the time comes. Scott Weis, the human multi-tool, has two buddies in the fraternity now.
Hey, and that's great. That's great. I can't say how proud I am of those fellas. They did a great job and had to make some plays while they were out there. They did a great job hitting the ball as well. And something again that's a difficult task when you're trying to do, not only as a part of the game, but when you're trying to do those concentrated things and make that kind of history. So
Karlson and Hammitt play all 9 positions. Our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game has got to be Tony Lewis. He was 4 for 5 with a double and 3 runs batted in. So Tony Lewis, your Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game. And that's just, but one of the stories told today. There was also Trey Turner with his 5 scoreless innings, his first start since he was a senior in high school at Neosho.
Man, that's amazing.
Pretty hard to believe, and absolutely answered the call. Struck out 11, just 2 shy of the league record. Michael Barnes, I thought, pitched really well for Moon City today. That's got to be said. Giving up 1 earned run, scattered 4 hits, but finished out his day 3 shutout innings, and that really kept Moon City in the hunt at that point.
Yeah, he definitely did his job and kept it at bay. I think that's where the innings limit comes into play a little bit. Is it forces the hand a little bit. You can jump right out of the gate and have a strong performance, but that puts a little pressure on your guys coming out of the bullpen to put the pressure on them to kind of get the job done a little bit more.
And it goes without saying, without the limit, I think we would have seen Turner pitch the 6th today, but he was
absolutely
he was out of time.
I still think he would have been going strong.
It seemed like not a lot was going to slow him down today. So a lot of great performances all around. Hammitt and Karlson complete the challenge and play all 9. And the Moon City Mavericks, though, spoil the fun with a 10-1 victory on 13 hits. Well, Scott Weis, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us.
Rance,
and being a gamer,
me.
as I said. We appreciate seeing you around, and don't let this be goodbye. Let it be see you later.
Oh, it will. I won't be a stranger, let me tell you that. Little piece of info, you might see a little bit of a comeback trail eventually.
Right.
We'll have to see about that, but it's not a goodbye. That is a see you later. And even if I didn't do half bad up here, I'd be happy to join again.
I'm definitely going to remember what you've showed me here today as well. So keep
that
in
again,
mind.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It was great to come back out and enjoy this beautiful game.
Well, thank you, Scott, and it was great of you to come out and be part of this as well, because it would not be what it is without your piece of GRBL history. So
well, thank you very much.
Keep that in mind. He's Scott Weis. I'm Rance Berger. Mavericks win 10-1. We'll come back and chat with some of the boys from Moon City on the other side of a long break.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters: you. At Tolbert Beadle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Complex, where the Moon City Mavericks victorious today 10-1. They defeat the Branson Showmen. That is now 3 victories in a row for the Space Cowboys. We welcome in Carter Rennie and Jake Thompson, a couple of guys responsible for some big hits along the way. Carter, let's start with you. That's a 3-game hitting streak for you personally and a 3-game winning streak. Ain't it fun when those two things can coincide like that?
Oh, it's great. It feels good always to, contribute, but most importantly just to get that win. It's always great.
Well, you were one of 2 players to get, or one of 3 players rather, to get base hits off of the Showman starter Trey Turner today. I mean, we've got to acknowledge it was a great and dominating performance for him, but that'll be a good memory, right? Remember that infield single?
Oh yeah. No, he's tough. It was good to just finally put one in play, and, find a way to get on.
Yeah. So it was a tight game in the early going there, Jake, and then Daniel England put you into the game, and all of a sudden you take off. How ready were you to get out there and hit?
Just always ready to get in at the plate. It's what I can do. I don't know. It just happens.
You've been a little bit nicked up, right?
No, I was gone on a trip last week, and then I was sick a couple weeks before that.
Right. So how good was it to just get back out here?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So how long have you been away from baseball before you came out here?
3 years.
Okay.
3 years.
So, and I know you're one of those rare guys who played 3 sports in high school.
Yep.
So, I mean, what was the first love? Football, basketball, baseball?
Football.
Well, sorry that it's the Grip and Rip Baseball League, not the football league.
Oh, baseball's a second. But
all right. So Carter, it would have been really easy, I think, looking back for this team to really get down when you guys were 0-4.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about what that was like? Going into week 5, knowing, I never want to say must win out here, but it's as close to must win as we really get.
Yeah, no, it was tough, coming out here every week, playing our hardest and always coming up short, but we always felt that we were, one play, one hit away from, winning those games, so we knew we had the opportunity to win those games, and we kept telling ourselves, hey, we're in the playoffs at least, so, never got too down, just came out here and had fun and kept playing.
Could actually end up, in theory, depending on what happens later in Locos Mets, if it's high scoring enough, you mathematically could still win the North. But what you're likely looking at is being seeded somewhere between either 4 or 5, I would say. So
yeah.
It's the real question is whether or not you'll be the home team next week. But we'll overanalyze that as the day goes on. How about the job by your relief pitchers today? Tony Lewis came on, gave you 2 1-2-3 innings, and then Joe Juarez came on and gave you a couple of shutout innings after that. Both of those guys are 40 years old, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's great. That's what I think is great about this league, though. You have you got such a different age gaps and everything. Everyone comes out here and just has fun and competes.
What's that been like for you, Jake, being one of the youngest guys out here to play with, some grown men?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. They teach me a lot.
What are they teaching you?
Just how to carry yourself. They all do good. Good.
Very good. What's the day job for you?
Right now I'm in school, but I'm an intern at Mainline Fire Protection.
Oh, okay.
Design fire alarm systems.
Is that the career path, you reckon?
I'm an electrical engineer, so
Okay.
I don't know where I'm gonna end up, but I'll end up somewhere.
Yeah, you'll end up employed, I think. The world definitely needs people like that for sure. Well, guys, yeah, big win today and a big second half of this ball game. I'm sure it was a welcome sight when Trey Turner walked off the mound and
Yes.
you were able to pounce on their relievers. But I will say this, you fielded the ball very well today. The error count and the mistakes by the Mavericks were down. How important is that going to be for you guys as you head into the playoffs?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, everybody played great today. Pitching was phenomenal. That really helped us out, carried us a lot. And then when it was hit and play, they knocked it down, and I don't know. I played good.
All right. Well, we will see you next Sunday. I just can't tell you what time, and I can't tell you who you're playing against, but that's the fun of the GRBL. Carter, you've been through it, so
Yep.
it's weird to look at you as a wily veteran now, but that's kind of what you are.
It's weird to think of myself as one.
Well, don't. Stay young forever,
Yep.
because let me tell you, getting old is not fun. So, guys, hey, great win today, and we will see you here next Sunday.
Perfect.
We'll make sure we tell all your fans on social media when to come see you next.
Perfect.
It's Carter Rennie, Jake Thompson, the Moon City Mavericks, 10-1. They defeat the Branson Showmen today in a game in which Ben Hammitt and Jacob Karlson each played all 9 defensive positions. But the Space Cowboys had a winning streak to protect, and protect it they did as they improved to 3-4 for the campaign. It's going to chase us. We're going to go ahead and shut down this stream, come back, and bring you the Ozark Mountain Ducks and the Nixa Suckers at 3 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. So don't go anywhere. Just go get a snack and something cold to drink. Come right back to your device and keep enjoying a GRBL Sunday triple header. For my partner Scott Weis and for our director Derek Saiko, my name is Rance Berger, wishing you good afternoon from Ozark, Missouri.